watching HuffPost Live. I'm Alona Minkowski. Nat Wolff got his start as one half of the Naked Brothers band, whose Nickelodeon show became an instant hit. But in the years since, Nat has grown up and into more advanced roles, from the heartfelt film version of The Fault in Our Stars to Paper Towns, which brought another popular John Green novel to life. Now, his latest role is in the new movie Ashby, which follows a high school senior's unexpected friendship with his odd, terminally ill, former CIA assassin neighbor, played by none other than Mickey Rourke. Take a look.
What, are you gonna teach me how to fight?
I ain't got that much time left.
What then?
If you're gonna be a pacifist and a irritating personality type, then you can at least learn how to take a punch, as you'll no doubt have to be taking many. Put 'em up.
That's lovely, but... Ow! Jesus!
Stings a little.
I didn't think you were actually gonna do it.
Slip to the right.
All right,
Don't be a bitch. Slip to the right.
This is... Ow!
Relax. Just focus. Keep it
I'm
together.
not relaxed. I'm not gonna focus, okay? You're hitting me in the face.
Put
How
your
are you
hands
supposed
up.
to be me to relax? Ow! Jesus, I'm gonna hit you back, old man.
I doubt that. You gonna quit the team, huh? There you go. Now you feeling it. Come on. Yeah. How's that feel? Feel good to me. Come on, bring it. There you go. Now you feeling it. Come on. Yeah. What's that for? I'm an old man.
And Nat Wolff is here to tell us more. So welcome to HuffPost Live.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so you can take a punch. That's something we learned.
Yeah, I learned to take a punch on that movie from Mickey, basically, because, you know, I'd never really done many fight scenes, you know, and he's obviously an actual professional fighter, and he's done all these movies where he plays fighters and the wrestler and all that stuff, so he knows what he's doing. So he was worried that I might make contact, and I was worried that he might hit me, because the only other time I did a fight scene was this guy, Patrick Schwarzenegger, and he hit me straight in the face with rings on. And but thankfully, neither of us actually hit each other in this movie. Sorry to break the movie magic.
It's okay. I mean, that's how movies are done, and that's how you got to keep that face, right? That's part of the moneymaker here. So, what was it like working with someone like Mickey Rourke, though? You know, aside from being able to learn how to fight from someone like him.
I thought it was really cool. You know, like I'd grown up watching his movies. I used to sneak into my parents' DVD collection. I watched Diner and Rumblefish, like when I was way too young to have watched those movies, and I just thought he was an amazing actor, and so, you know, at first I was intimidated, but then I realized, you know, once we started working together, that just working with a great actor like that just ups my game.
All right, we got. By the way, just like a warning, we have a million questions from community
right,
and
so
from
if she's
fans
looking at her
today.
computer, it's not because she's bored with what I'm saying, and she's
no,
going on YouTube
I'm just
and
saying
looking up the rat
we've got a lot. We've got a lot to cover,
because
which
she's
got to
look
exciting.
at the next thing and the people's
So, first one coming in is from NBB is Love 5, and it says, "Do you have a mentor figure like Ashby is to Ed, and if so, who?"
I would say, you know, as corny as it may sound, I would say both my parents have been kind of mentors, you know, and they're both artists, and you know, my mom is a writer and an actress, so my dad's a musician, and they're both very passionate about what they do, and you know, they've taught me that it's all about the work, you know, and that fame and success and all those things are great added benefits, but if it's not about the work, it's too lame of a business to you know, for that to be the goal.
I don't think that's corny.
Yeah,
I think
mean,
that's
corny
good.
to your parents, but it's the
no,
truth.
no. I mean, but neither part of that is corny to say that, you know
one actor who really has kind of mentored me and helped me out was I got to work with. This is just kind of a, you know, bragging story. I got to work with Vincent D'Onofrio, and he really looked out for me and still has. Yeah.
What about Sarah Silverman? So she plays your.
Oh, she's amazing.
She plays your single mother.
Yeah. There's not very
in this film.
Right. I will go on record saying that I think she's a little young to be my mom. I mean, that'll, you know, it's true. But she's one of the only people in the world that can make me start laughing during a scene. I mean, there's only two people really, and it's my brother Alex, just because we know each other so well, and then Sarah. She's so funny and spontaneous, and I feel like she's always making fun of me and making fun of herself at the same time, and I just can't stop laughing.
I think she's absolutely hilarious. But did you get to see a more serious side of her as
well?
well?
I mean, I don't know, more serious, but I think she's just a great actress, so she, you know, brings in every element.
All right, we've got another question here, and this one is from Ashley Lame. She says, "What celebrity do you relate to most?"
I would say, you know, like Toddlers and Tiaras and, those guys, I think I relate to them the most. Or I relate to, I don't know. I guess the people that I look up to like for for music. I guess my idols are, I don't know who I relate to. My idols are like the Beatles, and I love Paul McCartney and Neil Young and those people. And then as an actor, I really like a lot of the character actors from the '70s who became movie stars through just playing all these diverse characters like Dustin Hoffman and Robert De Niro. And so those are the people that I look up to. Who I relate to the most, I have no idea. My dog E.T. kind of became a celebrity because she was on the Naked Brothers band, and I would say that I can relate to her, especially, when she, just wants to kind of run around, and she likes to bite water bottles, and sometimes I like to bite water bottles too, yeah.
Yeah, she's part of the family too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Robert De Niro too, you were in The Intern.
Yeah.
We just had Anne Hathaway here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, she was
so
just here
great.
the other day, along with Nancy Myers, and so I loved the film. I thought it was so great. But we were talking about Robert De Niro and how much, he's taking different roles now because I guess that's also just part of what happens in Hollywood when you come of age.
Yeah.
But in the sense that Robert De Niro, I never thought of him as this like cuddly, sweet guy.
I just
which
think
is
he's
his character in The Intern.
I thought he was so great in that movie, and that's a really hard part, and I don't think people give those kind of parts enough credit, or those roles where you really have to be the kind of the audience's eyes. Those are hard parts. You have to be so focused the whole time, and I was just blown away, But I feel that way every time I see him act, and he's just, it goes without saying that he's just the best in the world,
He's Robert De Niro.
Totally.
Still is, always will be. All right, Allison Bresnick wants to know, what type of role would be most outside of your comfort zone?
Strangely enough, I think the roles that were outside my comfort zone are the ones that I want to do. I think every time I do a role, I feel like it's kind of something that I've accomplished, and I kind of don't want to go back and do the same thing, or I'd be bored and the performance would be boring. Whereas, I want to look for parts where in the beginning, where I get the script and I'm like, I have no idea how I'm going to do this, and those are the roles that I want to be. Those are the things that I want to be part of.
Are you also deliberately picking movies where it seems to be that someone has a terminal illness? And, and not only are we getting to see the beautiful relationships that can form and the bonds that people have, but also just, I guess, the realities of life that way.
Oh, because of Fault in Our Stars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never even really thought about that. No, but it does, it's good to, I guess, it's to explore the characters in that kind of heightened drama, and I mean, just watching, Mickey on this movie with his illness, and then watching Ansel and Shay deal with theirs, and getting to play a blind guy in that movie. That those are kind of the challenges and the things that I love about acting. So.
All right, I want to bring in some of the members of our live community that are joining us. So let's start with Crystal. Hello, Crystal.
Hi,
Thanks
Crystal.
for being here.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to ask, how was working with Emma Roberts in Nashville?
Cool. I loved working with Emma. I knew Emma since I was 11 years old. And wait, should I answer it to you in the camera?
You can go ahead, talk to Crystal in the camera.
Yeah, what's up, Crystal? You look a lot like a camera. So I knew Emma when I was 11 years old, and we were both on Nickelodeon shows, and we do these silly promos where we get slime thrown at us and stuff, and I thought she was so cool. And then about 5 years later, we did this movie together at Palo Alto where I was so mean to her, but we rebonded, became friends again, and I said, we got to do a movie where I'm nice to you, And so finally Ashby came along. Oh, there's Palo Alto. Ashby came along, and we got to have a romance and got to kiss on the football field, and to have something where I wasn't just yelling at her the whole time.
Finally, we get to see the nice guy version, right? But it's got to be fun too to kind of grow up, not only with obviously your brother, who's been part of your success, but also just other people that have become your friends throughout the years.
Totally. I mean, I've just been so lucky. I've gotten to work with such obviously talented people, but also I've gotten to work with such good people and such nice people, and I've made a lot of really long-lasting friendships through working on movies and working, in my band with my brother. It's like, you never know how a friendship's going to last especially after a film ends. If you're going to be able to be friends outside of that context. But I've been just super lucky with a lot of people.
How often do you feel like that doesn't happen, right? Because when you're working on a film or on a television show, it becomes like
a family.
It becomes a family, yeah, because you're in this bubble. It's very intense a lot of the time, really long hours, and so it's not surprising that people bond. But how often have you seen people then just never really speak to each other again after a project is over?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think that happens. Sometimes I think sometimes you feel like you had this thing that you were bonded over, and you guys were in this place in the middle of nowhere, and then you get back to your lives, and you just, this person's got to, in real life they have their girlfriend that they spend all their time with, or they have they live in a different state than you, or something like that. But the great thing about the movies and stuff is that you end up working with these people again and again. So maybe if you don't see each other on this movie, you'll see each other in the next one.
All right, let's bring Kimberly Kennedy in now. Hello, Kimberly.
Hi.
Kimberly, I've seen you about 10 times this week. She came to She came to Girl Code Live.
That's called dedication, Kimberly. I respect that.
So my question.
You can't have any more questions. Yeah, there's no way.
I have a lot of questions.
Okay, what is it?
So my question is, what was the last movie that you cried over, and the last one that made you laugh a lot?
I cried in the end of the tour. I thought it was so good. I thought the two performers. I just love David Foster Wallace, and I thought the two performances of Jesse Eisenberg and Jason Segel were so good, and I cried during that movie. And then was the last movie that made me really crack up. I just saw The Intern for the first time a couple days ago, and not to like promote. I mean, I'm not just I'm in the movie for 8 seconds, so I'm not just senselessly plugging it. I really thought it was hilarious. I thought all the young guys did great, and I thought De Niro and Anne Hathaway were hilarious together.
I thought it was a great movie too. There it is.
There
I gotta say,
there it isn't.
No, because I saw the film, and then I knew you were coming on. We were preparing for the interview, and then I read that you were in The Intern, and I was like, but I just saw The Intern, and I was having having a hard
the
time
Oscar buzz has been
remembering.
crazy. Yeah.
What's up with that though? Why such a small appearance?
I mean, I just feel so lucky I got to be in that movie at all. I get to have a scene with Robert De Niro, my idol, and be in this great movie. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it.
What?
I'm not knocking
Yeah,
it.
come on,
Just
what's your
wondering,
problem?
what's going on. All right, I also want to bring in Julia, who's joining us live. Hello, Julia.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hey.
I'm well. How are you?
We're good. Thank you for joining us.
I love the music you've been putting out with your brother Alex. Do you have any plans for releasing new music anytime soon?
Yeah, we just had a song come out on the Paper Town soundtrack called Look Outside. And then we're hoping to release an EP, hopefully in 2016. So we've been working on our EP, and we got about 3 songs now done, and we're working on about getting 3 or 4 more.
And do you primarily consider yourself a musician, or an actor, or a Renaissance man, or what?
Well, obviously my imprint in the Intern didn't make that much of an impression with you, so maybe I should just give up acting altogether.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I consider myself.
I think you got cheated, is all I was trying to say.
I know. I'm just teasing you. I think of myself as both, And when I'm working on a film, I'm really passionate about that, and I put all my energy into that. And then when I'm working on music with Alex, that's what I put my energy into. And in a weird way, it comes from the same part of me that just hates to be bored and doing nothing, and I love to be working.
Yeah. Do you ever relax?
No, I don't like to relax.
Do you vacation?
No,
Do you
no.
sleep?
No,
There has to be some point where you stop.
I'm starting to get a little bit better about sleeping. I was never really a good sleeper growing up. I've just always been a little bit of an insomniac, and I feel like I do the best writing and thinking at night. But and I like a lot of actors complain about night shoots, and I love night shoots. I feel like the shoots where you have to wake up at 5 a.m. and go to the work, I'm just like, and I fell asleep at 3. I'm just like.
So you're a night owl.
Yeah.
Well, I have to ask because here at the Huffington Post we focus a lot on thriving, on how it is that you.
No, I think it's better to
sleep
sleep
enough,
yeah.
that you manage a work-life balance.
Yeah.
So, are there other little tricks that you have aside from making sure that you sleep every now and then? If you're having a moment where you're kind of stressing out, where things get a little overwhelming, how do you bring it back down?
I think a lot of that comes from I got really, really lucky that that my brother is like my best friend, and that he's in this business with me, because this business is really erratic, and for friends, like I do have really great friends, but for friends who aren't in that business and stuff, it's kind of hard for them to understand. But to have my brother there, it's like he's somebody that whenever it gets to be too much for either of us, we're kind of there for each other. That's been a constant thing since we were kids.
And you're lucky to have that.
Super lucky.
It's also fascinating to me that you and your brother just have one Twitter account.
Yeah.
For the two of you.
Because it's mostly because of our band. It's like we use social media basically just for shameless self-promotion of saying, can you please come to our, here's the new movie we're doing. Can you please come to the movie? Come to see, buy our songs, you know.
And that's all you wanted for it? Because a lot of people get, they get personal on that.
Yeah, and I think, like, I really admire people like Cara Delevingne and John Green and people who use social media, and it really reflects who they are, and it's kind of, it's almost artistic, you know, and Alex and I haven't really done that. I mean, we do like we'll tell people songs that they should listen to, maybe that we like, and my brother can be hilarious on Twitter and stuff sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, Alex, please delete that as soon as possible.
I was going to say, do you have to call each other or email each other before you send a tweet?
Alex,
and be like,
you
just
were
want
going
to check
ruin
this.
our career? Yeah, please take that off. And then he'll call me sometimes. He's like, Nat, I can tell you're in a bad mood when you wrote that. Get that off. So I think for safety reasons, I don't have Twitter, Instagram, or my phone or anything, so I have to kind of like we both go through like we vet each other's social
What do you mean
media
for
posts.
safety reasons?
You know, like just for I don't want to like Alex will get mad at me if I say something on Twitter or something if I'm in a bad mood or I don't like to use it for that, you know. But I think it's really important nowadays to have those things. And I worked with Vincent D'Onofrio, and some young actor was saying something like, "What is this Instagram thing?" And Vincent D'Onofrio said, "What the hell is your problem? It's Instagram. Get on this. Like, it's important. You're in this entertainment business, you know." But I thought that was cool because he's an actor that I look up to, you know, and he's doing it. But I just try not to make it a huge part of my life because it's kind of a
Because it makes you and your brother fight. So your relationship, you overcome all odds in the entertainment industry.
Right, totally.
And then what'll bring you apart
It's
the social
Instagram.
media.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
No,
I've got
totally.
a couple other comments here coming in. This one is from Boring File Clerk, and he says, would you like to star in a Broadway musical version of this film?
Of Ashby?
Yeah. if we
Oh,
go back
yeah,
to Ashby.
totally. I'm going to join the football team. Like, Ashby's
Can you make
killing
anything into a
people.
musical?
He is a CIA operative. And then I just start ruining plot points.
Yeah, tell people more that haven't actually gotten to see it yet.
Ed and Eloise, two
Okay.
nerds in high school. She's got glasses. Sorry.
I like it.
This is the most boring musical I've ever heard of.
Well, Ashley
She's got glasses.
Lame wants to know what's an embarrassing moment while on set of a movie. So you just had an embarrassing moment here on set of an interview. Tell us about one during a movie.
I thought one time, this is kind of a strange one. One time I was doing this movie Admission with Tina Fey and Paul Rudd, and we had to do a scene where there was a calf, like, you know, a baby cow that I was hanging out with, and like I really bonded with the calf, and I love animals, and I was hanging out with the calf at lunch and all this stuff, and this, and then, you know, and I love hamburgers, and this PA came up to me at lunch, and I'm petting the calf, and the production assistant came up to me and said, "Hey man, we're getting burgers and hot dogs. You want a burger?" And I was like, "No, I don't want a burger, man." Like, trying not to say it in front of the calf. And then I gave up meat for 9 months after that.
Wow.
And then I was like so skinny, I looked like I was gonna just.
And so then you forgot all about the calf.
I was like,
eventually.
"Sorry, calf, I gotta stay alive." And I started eating meat again.
All right, another question here. If you could collab with any singer, who would it be?
Other than
one of the Beatles.
I guess, you know, Neil Young. I love Neil Young. I think he's amazing, but I kind of would just want to be there. I wouldn't even want to touch one of his songs or to have anything to do with it. I just want to watch him write a song, you know.
I think I would be a little nervous
I just
to tell Neil Young, that he needs to change something, right?
Yeah.
All right, Allison
Neil,
has
not
been
so crazy about this.
Allison's been waiting patiently to ask
sorry,
her a
Allison.
question, and so you
Hi,
are
Allison.
up next. Hello, Allison.
Hi. Okay.
I see
hi,
the
Nat,
Paper
how are
Towns
you?
poster. That's cool.
Yeah, I have like 6 variations of it in my room. I'm not even kidding about
Wow.
that.
I think I see
I'm-
2, yeah.
Yeah, I won this one on Twitter. No kidding.
I don't even have one. I want to get a Paper Towns poster.
You can borrow one of mine. I'll let you take one.
I think Allison needs to give you a signed Paper Towns
Right,
poster.
yeah. Could I get a signed Allison Paper Towns poster? What are you going to say? What's your
Okay.
question?
My question is, have you ever read any fan fiction that's been written about yourself by one of your fans?
No, I didn't even know that existed. What does that mean? About me or one of my characters that I played?
Well, both, because I actually have a fan fiction about you and Kara on Wattpad.
Oh, man. No, I haven't. Yeah.
There's 2 different books to it. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
So there's a lot of fan fiction out there. The point is, you got to start doing your homework.
Yeah, I
I
better get reading.
You've got to start reading up. And you know, on that note, I don't know if I would call this fan fiction, but Alison Bresnick wants to know, what's your response to the girl who wrote an article about how you used her as a human towel?
Oh, yeah, my friend David told me about this because we were a Naked
You
Brothers
got
together.
slimed. And then you
Yeah,
wiped
got
off the slime?
and thing. Yeah, I don't think that happened. You know, I guess I put, you know, my sincerest apologies for that.
All right.
I'm going to make a statement, you know. I'm sorry that I got slime on your shirt. I was 12, you know, I was going through some things, and, you know, I've grown up a lot since then, and thank you guys all for listening. Yeah.
As long as you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
There we go. That's maturity, everyone.
I did not have relations with that woman.
Final comments here from our viewers. Just Rona Mary Marin says, that is so sweet that your parents are your mentors.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they're sporting a big smile right now. And Jamie McCarty says, I loved your role in The Intern. Will we see your character get his own spinoff?
Yes, I think so. The Intern 2 will be all about me, and there will be no Robert De Niro or Anne Hathaway in it. It'll just be, it just follow the life of the intern. I don't know. I mean, if there was an Intern 2, I would love to come back, and it's kind of a movie where I could see there being an Intern 2, actually.
I could see more.
I could see more with those two, with Anne Hathaway's character and Robert De Niro's character. But I really, you know, I hadn't seen any of the movie until Monday, and, you know, I went to the premiere, and I loved it.
I thought it was a great film, too. Thank you for being a good sport.
Yeah. Thank you so much, yeah.
I was making fun of you a little bit there. No, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thanks so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you for talking to me.
And thank you, of course, to Crystal, Julia, Kimberly, and everyone else from the HuffPost Live community. Everybody who joined us today. And don't forget the Ashby Hits Theaters on demand and digital HD this Friday, September 25th. And click on the links in our resource well below for more information. And stick around. There's much more coming up on HuffPost Live.